Hi, I'm Jess from the Brass Armadillo Antique Mall here in Phoenix, Arizona, and today I have Larry Lawrence, dealer 313, who has a case here, number 45. How are you doing today, Larry?
It's fine, Jesse. How are you?
Doing good.
All right.
Today, Larry's brought some items from his case, and we're going to talk a little bit more about those. The first item here, which is this, you call it a parade helmet that you have on the tag. You want to tell us a little bit more about this?
Sure. That's a parade helmet. It's honoring the 1st Infantry Division. They served soldiers in World War I and II, and they call it the Big Red 1 is the designation for it. You got the parade helmet and there's a chrome bayonet, and usually there's a rifle that goes along with it, and I don't have it out here, so that kind of sums that up, is all I have is these two pieces.
Oh, okay. All right. And this one here, I notice it's a rifle, a stock rifle, I believe.
Well, it's a stock for the rifle. I can't have the complete rifle in the case, so this is M1 carbine stock, and this M1 carbine was used in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. And this one right here is one that I bought, and I purchased a better stock for it. That's why I got this like this, and this is dated in 1942. Which,
okay. Now, is it, do you find the items like this as far as in this condition, or do you have to repair them?
Well, most of the time you really want them in like really good condition, but something like this that's been through, say, from 1942 and it's original, you're not going to find in perfect shape unless somebody's taken it, say, new in the box and put it up. This was used in like out in the service in the war. So
yeah, I was going to say that would probably be a rarity if you found something that was in the box, brand new, from 1942, right?
And that takes the value, you know,
okay,
out of sight. But you don't usually. That's what.
All right. Now, another question too on this: by fixing these, as far as repairing them, does that detract from the value?
On an M1 carbine, not really that much, because people still use them, take them out and shoot with them, and sport shooting, and it's a good gun. So
great. Now, what's this here that we have?
Okay, this uniform here is from my era. That's Vietnam. It's a slant pocket tunic. Got the slant pockets on them on the top, and that they're kind of hard to find in a larger size. You know, most of them were smaller size, including me when I was over there. In 66 and 67, I was a little bit smaller. And like I say, that's the patch that's on this one. I can see it over here. That's 101st Airborne. And they're in Vietnam. They're distinguished over there, and World War II and Korea and the whole service campaign.
Right. Yeah, this usually these you can find these.
You can find them like at surplus stores and all over. Most of them, like I said, were in the smaller sizes and.
Oh, okay.
And like I was looking for one when I come back from the service. I was looking for one, you know, because I just took mine and threw it. So I was looking for one in a larger size now for a kind of a keepsake type thing.
Yeah.
So,
I guess you never think about that when you.
No, when you come back from Vietnam, you just.
Oh, okay. All right. And then let's start with the bayonet over here. This one.
Okay, this is a bayonet that was used like on an M1 Garand rifle. It's World War II and Korea. And this specific one is Korea. It's a shorter version. The one in World War II is just a little bit longer is all. And that pretty well, you know, tells about this one. And M1 Garand was a real popular it's an automatic rifle used in the war. So,
okay.
You know, fairly desired.
Oh, okay. So those, and they probably, you've got like several different bayonets inside.
Different bayonets. I got bayonets for like I got Swedish bayonets, and I got all like Vietnamese, like they were used on the AK-47s. I got about 3-4 different styles that were used on the Kalashnikov AK.
Oh, okay. So they can range in price as far as.
Well, range in price. Most like an average price on those is something around $39.95, something like that.
Okay.
Because they're all over everywhere and not real rare. So.
Oh, okay. And then the hat here.
Okay, that hat has got several uses. It was used, this one particular one's in 1944, and this one, like I say, they used this campaign hat in like the China-Burma campaign, and like for World War II, or at the first part of World War II, and it's where the Chinese and the British and the Australians were fighting the Japanese, and that hat was used there, and similar versions were used like Boy Scouts, and then certain highway patrolmen, and that hat, and the real biggie is like drill instructors for your basic training. And that's the nicest thing you call them when you're in basic training. It's drill instructor. No.
They had other choice names, huh?
Yes. What?
Turn the elbow. There you go. So you can see the emblem a little bit more.
The emblem is the United States emblem. But that hat has so many different uses. Campaign hat, service hat, like I said, Boy Scouts, highway patrol, and drill instructor.
All right. And I guess you have a patch over here on this side.
Well, that patch is for the China-Burma campaign patch.
Okay,
I can show it here.
So you can see it. There you go.
And that's got the hat in it. One of the generals of the war there, walking up front with a hat on, and shows the actual campaign.
Interesting. It actually has a picture of the hat that's
right
up on the top.
Right up front.
There.
That's one of the generals walking in front of the. It might have been a stage deal, walking in front of everybody. I don't think the generals walked out in front of too many columns. So.
Yep.
Anyhow, that tells all about that. And they've got all these people fighting the Japanese over there.
Yeah.
I think even the Army Air Corps got involved in that, in the China-Burma campaign. We're over there in like the Flying Tigers, the P-40s. That's the name of the plane. Was over there when they enlisted a bunch of help from the Army Air Corps. So.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Larry's just a plethora of information about the. What do you got? Vietnam War.
Well, Vietnam War, and then I kind of studied World War II because my uncle was a tail gunner in B-17, and then so I started studying it when I was like about 10 or 11 years old. And there's kind of a little story about that. He come back from that, and he was a little bit on the shaky side after he flew like 30 missions, tail gunner, and he came back and he lost it for a while and was in, like a rehabilitation, I guess what you want. And he took all the medals that he had coming back and threw them. And my grandmother scooped them up, put them away, and gave them to me. And I just loved it. All the medals and all his, uniforms and all that.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, after I come back from Vietnam, I got with my uncle, and he had a son. Then, after that, later on, several years later. And then I took everything I had and gave it back to him. So I gave him to his son.
Oh, that's neat.
So it went around the circle and ended up with everything. And he was like a couple years in a rehabilitation.
Yeah.
With the shakes and everything well, he said it was like a shooting gallery. He was there and he couldn't move. And planes were flying around, and he was shot down several times. So.
Wow, it makes for an interesting story.
Anyhow, that's a story.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Anyways, I'm Jess from the Brass Armadillo here in Phoenix, Arizona, and my guest today was Larry Lawrence, Dealer 313. You can view his items here in Case 45. We're open from 9 to 9, 7 days a week, so if you want to come on down and visit us, or you can visit us at www.brassarmadillo.com, or you can go to our social network site, which is iantique.com. Thank you for viewing.